Hello, my name is Brendan Lewis, and I would like to start by saying that my teenage years were definitely the most impactful for me. During that time, I worked in construction. I learned how to work on cars, and I learned how to build computers. These things, however, were not that important. It was more about the people I met along the way and the actions I had to do to push myself forward. So today, I would say that I am responsible, I am persistent, and I am curious because of the mentor I met at my first job, because of the car that always seemed to let me down, and because of technology and how deep the knowledge base goes. Firstly, I worked in construction for a short time as a teen, so I had one of these in my hand a lot at that time. At first, I wasn't very responsible. I didn't really care too much about the work I did, but there was one man in particular who would always come over to me and he would always make sure to kind of push me along. And eventually, after working with him for so long, he eventually got to me. And I kind of realize now that that man is the reason that I decide to do things correctly in life and to do everything with 100% focus into the best of my ability. I feel like that man is truly responsible, and I hold him to my standards today. Another thing about him, though, is he didn't just know construction, he also knew a lot about cars, which thankfully for me helped a lot because I had a truck that kind of looked like this, just a lot older and brokener, that would always break down. I constantly had to work on the car, and it was a pain, but I had to deal with it because I didn't have a lot of money and I couldn't afford a new car. So I needed to get to work, I needed to get to school or wherever, and I just had to kind of deal with it. And now that I look back at those times, I kind of think like, if I could do that, if I could be stranded in a parking lot, if I could be stuck, not be able to get anywhere whenever it's raining outside, I feel like I can do just about anything. So I feel like I can persist through rough times and do everything. And even though being stranded was pretty annoying, I never really did mind working on the car itself. And I think that's because I've always been kind of innately curious. I've always, like, even as a kid, I would take apart my toys just to find out how they worked on the inside. And it was always really fun. So if you fast forward a decade or so, I built my first computer, and this is actually the first keyboard I had for that computer. Um, I built my first computer and it was fun, but I wasn't innately obvious on how it worked. So I actually had to learn and take time into that and to push myself to to learn more about it. And eventually, I became actually pretty interested in that. So I decided to go to college and learn more about computers and actually make this my career. So thankfully, I was able to land an internship at my old college, and that internship kind of gave me like a snapshot into the future of what my life could look like. So here I am today at UK as a transfer student, and I'm furthering my education to brighten my future. So I'm very happy about all the things I learned as a teenager, and I'm happy that I became the responsible, persistent, and curious person I am today. So thank you.